Sunday, November 19th will be a night that goes down in history as one of the best NXT Takeover events ever. I'm Kellen Nitro for Nitro Maniac TV. Thanks for clicking on Nitro's take of NXT Takeover War Games. Man, top to bottom, a great show. Opening match, Lars Sullivan versus Cassius Ohno. By the way, I see what you're doing there. Lars being Lars Anderson. Old school wrestling fans may remember the name, especially if you're territory fans from Georgia back in the late 70s, early 80s. And Sullivan, Kelvin Sullivan, like, you know, the Taskmaster. So you put the two names together. The dude is scary looking. It was more of a controlled, I guess, squash, you would call it that. The match itself, probably, I wish was a little bit more competitive from Cassius's side, but that might be the angle that they're going with right now, is that Cassius might be the next kind of similar along the lines of a Johnny Gargano, where they just can't get a win no matter what happens. So, and the fact that Sullivan's a monster, they're pushing him as such, so good opener for sure. Aleister Black versus the Velveteen Dream was up next, and a lot of people hit me up on social media at my Twitter account at Kellen Nitro and on Facebook for the Nitro Maniac TV. Man, the Facebook page, I should say, really liking this match, and they said it was match of the night. It was probably a sleeper for match of the year. I won't say match of the year, but man, Velveteen Dream has come a long way. And they gave that gimmick a little bit of seriousness tonight. It's not a Prince, or the artist formerly known as Prince, tribute act anymore. I think it's just more along the lines of a heel trying to establish himself, and Black Man, I've said it before on this show before, that Black Mass finisher, that's just straight K1 pay-per-view from the 90s. Great stuff, great match. Ember Moon is your new NXT Women's Champion after defeating Kairi Sane, Peyton Royce, and Nikki Cross in a women's four-way for the vacant belt. The belt was vacated by Asuka, and this was them filling the belt. A great ending to a year-long storyline with Moon. I think you have feuds in the making with all three of the ladies. I think Moon will be the champion for a while. Until she gets up against Kairi, and I think that might be the WrestleMania weekend matchup. I think we'll have Kairi Sane versus Ember Moon at Takeover New Orleans. That's my prediction out of that one. In a shocker, an absolute shocker, Andrade Cien Almas is the new NXT champion, beating Drew McIntyre. Great match, and I think this is good because NXT has a different look to it with a heel champion. It's been proven with Kevin Owens, and I think with a tandem on top, with a wrestler with a manager or a valet now, in Zelina Vega's case, I think it gives the NXT championship a little bit of a different look. So kudos to WWE Creative with this one. I can't wait to see where it goes. Cien Almas and McIntyre put on a hell of a match. McIntyre goes for the Claymore the second time and gets hung up on the ropes. And man, that looked like that legit hurt. So hopefully that was just storyline and not anything involved with a groin pull or anything like that, because man, that looked brutal for sure. And Cien Almas, the big elevated DDT, gets the win. New NXT champion. Place goes, what? And that's the pop you want. And War Games. I am so excited to see War Games come back into the WWE fold. I'm a huge War Games fan from back in the 90s and that stuff, and I really like this iteration of it. I wasn't crazy when I saw the cage without the roof, but then I saw the stipulation online, and then they announced it during the pay-per-view that if anybody had escaped from the cage, their team would forfeit. I think that's a cool compromise for sure. The match itself, I wouldn't change any of the rules that they've come up with now for this new iteration of War Games. It's perfect. And I don't often say that about WWE Creative, but with that element right there, they have something that they can use on a main roster, and it's perfect. It's great. Now, hopefully we don't see it until about this year next time. Or, sorry, next time this year, I should say. It's a little late when I'm recording this. Sorry, folks. And, you know, because absence makes the heart go fonder, and if you can book it as maybe something to add to Survivor Series every year, watch out. That's great. But yeah, there we go. See, that type of war games in there, the way they have it built, you can do, you know, obviously the extreme match that we saw tonight with Undisputed Era coming out on top. Or, here's a little twist, maybe for the women in there next time on SmackDown or Raw, and let them battle it out. That'd be a very interesting twist, for sure. At the very end of the day, I give NXT Takeover War Games a 9.5 out of 10. And I think that's the highest rating I've given a WWE pay-per-view or network special this year since I started doing this channel back in June. So it clicked all the boxes for me. I wouldn't have changed a single thing on this pay-per-view, and everything came across awesomely. Alright, folks, I'm going to get some sleep. We'll catch you later on post Survivor Series for my Survivor Series Nitro's take. I'm Kellen Nitro. Happy wrestling watching, later days, and yeah, enjoy and seek this one out if you haven't seen it. It's an instant classic. Take care.